what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that midsize sedan that packs a turbocharged punch. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Kia K5 GT. But before we get into this blue on black performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So the K5, we all know the K5 is their largest sedan they currently sell in the United States. I remember when there used to be a K8. That used to be a big boy. But the K5 is still kicking, and guess what? The GT is still there to bring you that turbocharged powered punch. Now, what's fascinating is a lot of the competition have either stopped production of their midsize sedans, like Mazda with the Mazda 6, or they've switched the power plant of their sedan, going from traditional ICE to a hybrid setup. ICE with an electric motor, speaking specifically about Toyota with the Camry and Honda with the Accord. So that means all we have left really at this price point is the Sonata N-Line and the K5 GT. But what I want to find out is, for the price tag, is this the best way to go? Or should you spend a little bit more to maybe get a little bit more? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Kia K5 GT and find out. Right off the bat, the style. I feel like the K5 is going to be remembered for one of the last really nicely done, styled Kias. To me, Kia's going a little overboard with some of their modern style, like in the K4, the new compact sedan. This still checks off a lot of boxes for me in a very good way. So at the front of the business, you'll see the refresh that we got going on for 2025. LED daytime running lamps, turn signals, and I love the way they work the LED headlights. You even get LED stacked fog lamps. Just this guy right here is a zonk. Would like to see some functional air curtains, or just keep this smooth or something. I don't know, but doing the fake vent thing is not the way to go. You got some more of that beautiful body color, and then coming across the front nose, you can clearly see the tiger nose grille. Love the way they shape the front of the hood with the grille. Working our way down, large lower grille opening, because remember, we have intercooled turbocharged power. Another vehicle that you could consider is maybe a BMW 3 Series, or it's a little bit more, actually quite a bit more, almost 20 grand more. You could go with an Integra Type S. And that's the thing is when you think about what the price of this vehicle is and what else is available for that price, there really isn't much. But let me know what you think about the restyled nose for 2025. Now, as we rise up, hood's gonna be the same as when the K5 first came about just a couple years ago. And then as we come around the bend, if we have some restyle at the front, we're also gonna get some new wheels. Machined aluminum, gloss black finish, 19-inch wheel. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what about the size of the tires? So we have these Pirelli summer style tires, 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and a new kind of design marker to let you know that this is a GT are the calipers. You're getting those neon highlighter yellow calipers with the GT script. It's front wheel drive. And the sad news is there's no limited slip diff. So getting power to the ground in one of these when you go on throttle is absolutely horrendous. I guess it's fun because you're gonna spin the tires and make a bunch of noise, but you're not actually moving forward as you're spinning the tires. So this is one of those vehicles that maybe all-wheel drive could have been the better option, but definitely a limited slip diff would have done this thing some real wonders. And that's one of the things, when you go Integra Type S, even though it's a different type of car, you're getting that limited slip diff, which makes such a big difference in the driving experience. But let me know what you think about the updated wheel and that highlighter yellow green color on the calipers. Now coming down the side, you do have your gloss black on your mirror caps, nicely styled. On the turn signals up top, you're gonna get panoramic sunroof, and I love the way everything's black up top. Another thing that's kind of interesting is that you're gonna get your color match on the door handles, And then along the bottom here, I like that indentation that they do into the side. Now, as we come towards the rear, they do the highlighter yellow with the GT badge on the caliper. And remember, the wheel and tire setup is staggered, so they're 19-inch wheels, same tire size all the way around. The silver trim kind of loops from one side to the other, and I wish they would have done like they did with the Stinger, damn it. The Stinger is probably gonna go down in history for me as my favorite Kia that was ever produced. I feel like that one they really got so right, and then they killed it off. The reason why is that we have an actual trunk, not a lift back like the Stinger used to have. So that's where I get a little sad at the end of the day. But you do have nice restyled LED lighting. We got the GT badge, of course. And then as we work our way down, you're getting functional, not fake, functional quad tip exhaust, man, with a decorative stainless steel trim ring. I like the flat gunmetal metallic gray finish on your rear diffuser, and not too much gloss black. You look at the back of this and then look at the back of the new K4, you tell me that Kia isn't going in the wrong direction. You better, because this is much better than what the K4 looks like. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about turbocharged power. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts underneath the hood, tasteful engine cover with the turbo name, and guess what? It's like, follow the turbo word. There's your turbocharger up against the firewall there. What do we got here? You're looking at a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4, 290 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed DCT, dual clutch transmission, 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds flat. Top speed 155 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 3,581 pounds. MPGs 21 in the city and 32 on the highway. And like I said, I think the biggest thing I would like to see out of this is a limited slip differential. That is where they went a little too cheap on that. I guess it's all about keeping things in check price point. That's the only thing, that's the only reasoning I could give for it. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this four banger and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this mid-size sporty sedan known as the 2025 Kia K5 GT. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this car? Because I need a new sedan and I still want to have some fun with the driving experience. I don't want a hybrid. I don't want it. How much is this? Very good question. MSRP, you're looking at $34,900. If you look in the auto industry right now, see what basically $35,000 is going to get you. Not a whole lot, especially if you're looking at some type of performance. But why don't we go ahead, let's see what else you get when you go K5 GT. To the door panels. Love the updated style. Soft touch material, that flat black with the silver trim, and then they're taking the neon highlighter yellow color from the calipers and bringing it to the interior. My major zonk is that little door handle tab there. It's all gloss black. It's already got KFC fingerprints all over it. Door pocket is a decent size. You might be able to get a 4-piece box of chicken from KFC and some biscuits and a Pepsi to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I do like the way they styled the dash. It would have been nice instead of the black stitching to give me the neon highlighter yellow. But I'm liking this trim because look at the way they put this nice design into it. Very clean. Come on in, you're gonna be greeted to a 12.3-inch infotainment system screen, full touchscreen capability, all the familiar apps. I'll throw it into reverse. Clear as day on the backup camera with your trajectory. And then we're right back where we started. I mean, technically, if I go like that, there we are. You have your start-stop button right up top. You do get dual climate control, and I love the TFT digital display here. And it's kind of cool because you could actually pull up your buttons for the infotainment system or have all the AC controls. That's smart. USB-Cs, a 12 volt. You may want to get a radar detector, up to you. Got wireless charging, a place for 2 Twinkies. We have that F22 Raptor style throttle, but this is not a throttle for a jet engine. This is for the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. 2 cup holders, one larger than the other. And then you do have your drive mode selector knob. This one has just heated seats, but you can get a higher option one with ventilated seats as well. We got a nice little container. That's where you could fill that up with grandma's ribbon candy that you get around the holidays that makes your teeth rot out. That nice soft touch, the stitching. Open it up, we have a USB-C, and you have enough room in there. I would say, you could put about 6 Beanie Babies in there. Steven actually collects Beanie Babies. He didn't want me to say it. I'm gonna have to say it. Steven collects Beanie Babies. He thinks he's gonna maybe sell them and get himself a 911 GT3 RS. We'll see how that works out. The seats, soft touch, the stitching, nice perforated, good bolstering, manual adjustments for the passenger in this trim. I have full electric assist, and then you have that nice large panoramic sunroof. And look at that power shade. That's gonna be one of the fastest shades 0 to 60 I've ever seen. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I got a flat bottom steering wheel I want to show you in this K5. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. I would show you the pedal box, but I'm not going to, because guess what? There's no reason, and that's the zonk. There's no aluminum pedals in the pedal box of a GT spec K5. That is bothersome. You do have your full electric assist though for the driver's seat. Seats are comfy. I love how that stitching just really pops with color. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom even with the panoramic sunroof, and then the steering wheel. Nicely done, full leather. You got the GT badge on the bottom, flat bottom with the switch gear. You got paddles that go through the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. And then of course we have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You could go into your different modes, which are nice, by twisting the button, and it shows up on that color screen. No head-up display in this particular trim, but with the size of the screen, it's like, how can you not see it? But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and find out if your passengers are gonna be comfortable while you're going on throttle. All right guys, back seat time. Being a mid-size sedan, you got plenty of room, plenty of room. Like the way you got solid pockets. You could put an abacus in here, a Texas Instruments calculator, a speak and say, just have those back there. You got your rear AC vents and 2 USB-Cs. I'm sitting here pretty good. Seats are comfy, 6 feet tall. I'm not hitting the headliner. Pull that down, semi-soft with 2 cup holders. And then we got the nice stitching on the rear seats as well. But let's get into the trunk, because I want to take you for a spin in this K5. All right guys, trunk time. What's great about the K5 GT is that it has such a nice, large, usable trunk. You're looking at 16 cubic feet of space. The seats fold down 60-40 split. Nice low cargo floor, and there's a spare tire. So don't tell me that performance cars or sporty cars have to have no spare to cut weight. This has a spare. But why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I hope this K5 GT is ready. Let's go on throttle and see how it goes. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Kia K5 GT. Right away, I love the seats. Very comfortable, but also supportive. Large digital gauge cluster, gives you all the important information you want. And then getting to that 12.3-inch infotainment system screen is well within reach. Now, with the vehicle only costing $34,900, it's incredible what they're bringing at this price point. The wireless charging, the bigger screens, the nice leather wrapped steering wheel, and of course the turbocharged power underneath the hood. But everything is well laid out in here. They do a great job on sound deadening material. And they really have improved their overall steering feel when it comes to the K5, in particular, the GT trim. The 8-speed dual clutch transmission shifts very quickly, whether you're going up the gears or down the gears. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into manual shift mode and we're gonna use the paddles. We're gonna do this from a dead stop. If you shut the traction control off, it is going to spin the tires quite a bit. So just a little bit of a heads up. Nobody is behind me. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Here we go. On throttle. See the tires spin a little bit, but the traction control holding it in. Up to 6,000 RPM. So not too bad with how the engine builds the boost with the turbocharger. Comes in around 1,700 RPM, and then it pulls really well up to 6,000 RPM, which is the red line. With the paddles, like I said, going up the gears or down the gears, it feels really, really good. And just the interior just helps with the overall experience in this car. But going down the road, the suspension is sporty enough to where it's gonna give you a good experience when it comes to driving, but it's not gonna beat up your body or you know, your internal organs. What I wanna do is I wanna make a U-turn and kind of go on throttle here. Making a U-turn. Real easy to do in this car. Good turning radius. Small gear indicator up top. Wish it was a little larger. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Does a great job really going through the gears and building that power. Decent sound coming from the engine and the exhaust. Wish it was just tuned to be a little bit sportier. But overall, a really smooth, nice driving vehicle. It's just nice to see some performance. It just would have been nicer, like I said, to have the limited slip diff, because if you go on throttle without the traction control, you're literally just gonna spin there. You're gonna just sit there and spin the tires. That's all you're gonna do. And I know that may be cool to show off to your friends, but it's not cool if you're trying to move forward and actually accelerate. And like I said, if you get it right, 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. But visibility is great. Love the view out the windshield. Out the back, it's a little tight, but nothing that's gonna worry you or should worry you too much. But just some nice overall driving characteristics. All right, guys, let's go on throttle again. You ready? On throttle. Fast shifts from that dual clutch. Look at that. Holds the line nice. And then on the brakes, slowing down. You're getting those really quick downshifts. And it really just allows you to feel at home behind the wheel. But really a smooth driving sedan. And like I said, at this price point, there's just not a lot to choose from. Things have definitely changed over the past 10, 15, 20 years, that's for sure. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. I hope it's been a good, quick overall review of the K5 GT. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Loki Kia. Definitely got to thank Danny, Robert, the rest of the team, getting us access to this refresh 2025 Kia K5 GT. It really is sad that the Camry TRD is gone. The hot Honda Accord with that detuned turbocharged engine from the Type R is gone, but we still have this. And crazy to think that at an MSRP of $35,000, that to me is quite telling, especially when you look at the car industry right now and just pricing overall. But let me know what you think. Is this the best midsize sports sedan value? Would you get this over a Sonata N-Line or a BMW 3 Series? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood. If you guys could see what he's wearing today, he actually matches this Kia K5 GT to perfection, especially with his neon highlighter yellow hat that he's wearing. He almost looks like a safety cone. So thank you, Stephen, for bringing out the flavor and the color today. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.